Welcome back here to Bombers Live. I'm Brennan Miller alongside Dan Pizzanti. We'd like to thank our pregame studio show for throwing it up to us here in the booth. That's Jackie, Sam, and David. And a good one we've got on our hands here today as the visiting RPI Engineers come in to face the home team, the Ithaca Bombers. RPI on the season has been very good. One of the top teams in the Liberty League, sitting in first place. 14-2 overall, undefeated in conference play for the Bombers. They're sitting at 11-3 after a big win yesterday. That one over the Union Dutchmen. So two teams on hot streaks, looking to keep them going. Mitchell on the year, 4 for 9 from the free throw line.
Just good ball movement right there from Ithaca to find the open man and give him an opportunity to score down low. They find themselves now down 7 very early on in the second half.
First one is good, so that'll put him at 50% on the year and give him 3 points. With those 3 points, he is Ithaca's third leading scorer right now, behind Riley Thompson and Sebastian Alderete, as that one will not go. But that has to be an issue for these Bombers. We see as Alderete gets a good bucket there, and he will put 2 more points on the board for Ithaca. But as we mentioned that, he's got the most points out of anyone on this team with 16. Riley Thompson's right behind him with 14. But then after that, it's Mitchell with 3. And Synan about to get 2 here as he lays that one in.
Big momentum change right there for the Bombers. Alderete did not give up on that play when you saw RPI fighting against themselves to the rebound. He gets the ball, spins, strong take to the bucket and lays it in. Now you see Synan jump a pass. They are right back in this one. Ithaca's more than capable of this. They're just going to have to make more shots and get everybody involved, move the ball like they did yesterday.
We see some ball movement here for the Engineers. 10 on the shot clock. Inside, good pass. It's going to be blocked, and a foul, though, going to be called on Medling. And with that, we are going to send it down to our man on the sideline, Max Tanzer.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Taking a look at Ithaca's first 14 games this season, it's only been twice where they trailed after the first half. One to Oswego State, the other to Hobart. Both did result in losses, 2 of their 3 losses this season. Now on the RPI side of things, they've only blown 1 first-half lead this season. That came against Rutgers and Newark, in which they lost 61-58. 14 wins later, we stand right here in what could be a really intense second half. Brennan, Dan, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Max. We see that first free throw go through. That one from Kevin Davis, who's standing on the free throw line, and it's a 3-point lead for the Engineers. That one will not go, though, and a rebound for Medling. Synan will take it down. We have not seen much from him in this game. Only 2 points, 1 for 6 from the field. Make that 1 for 7, as that one will not fall. Now RPI going to come back down the court. Memlar up and under, and he just bodied Medling right out of that baseline position, just using his strength to get around the big man for the Bombers.
Let that be a lesson, kids. Don't give up the baseline. Memlar is a very big guy, and it's a lot easier for him to get a step on someone than maybe someone a little lighter, but overall, try not to give that one up on defense.
And that might be a matchup that RPI looks to exploit here in this third quarter while they've got it. It's Medling on Memlar, and Medling is going to get called for a travel. Took 1 too many steps there, and a turnover for Medling and the Bombers.
You just hesitated a little bit on that one. Really frustrating for the coaching staff. Just want to go straight up with that, not even think about it, and lay that one in. But a little shuffle is going to give it right back to the Engineers. But a nice job on offense right there by the Bombers. A nice cut by Jake Mitchell. Frees up Clay Medling. A good sign moving forward as they continue to exploit what they can take.
You know, we were talking about Medling and Mitchell. That's going to be not Medling and Mitchell. As the Bombers get a breakout here to Thompson, who lays that one in, a bucket for the Bombers. We were talking about, Memlar taking on Medling, and that might be a matchup that RPI looks to exploit. Memlar, one of the more experienced players on this RPI team, a starter in every game, and he's a guy that they look to. They're one of their top scorers, averaging 14.5 per game, and he's matched up on Medling, a guy who really has just been a substitute, taking the place of an injured Jack Stern over the last 2 games. So Ithaca with the ball. 3-ball. Alderete, yes, please. That one's good. Makes it a 2-point game.
You know, it's so hard for anyone to really stand here and say that Ithaca's out of this one when Alderete and Thompson have been so good, not only the past 2 nights, but all season. They really put the ball in the basket. They are the 2 best scorers in all of the Liberty League. With those 2 on the floor, Ithaca always has a chance.
Ball inside, and a bucket for the Engineers. So they answer Alderete's 3 with a 2 of their own. And now Ithaca will take it back onto the offensive side. Thompson near side, up top, Alderete. Close defense there by the Engineers. Thompson tried to get it inside to no avail though, and now RPI with a breakout. Memlar has it in the paint, kicks it out. Davis, no good, front of the rim, and the ball will bounce around where it is recovered by Synan and Ithaca.
Good fight for IC to get the board, get the ball back, and try and recover from the turnover.
Medling tried to drive to the basket there, lost his footing though, and missed the shot. Ithaca able to force a turnover and get the ball back. So they will now have it on the offensive side. Out to Thompson, 3. No good, but an offensive board for the Bombers. Alderete's got an open shot, fakes a man out, and no good, back rim. And they cannot get those 2 3-balls to fall in what would have been a big momentum shift if they were.
We just saw a really nice job of Riley Thompson following his own shot. Clay Medling was right there, so he got the board after that. They swing it around, get it to Alderete. He takes a shot. He doesn't follow his shot, and RPI is going to end up with the rebound. It's subtle things like that that's going to cost Ithaca this game. They have to be as aggressive as they can, because let's face it, we've seen it throughout this game, and I don't think it's any secret to Ithaca. RPI matches up really well physically with Ithaca on defense. When they go into a man, they are confident they're not going to let Ithaca score, and they've been really good at keeping them out of the paint. So Ithaca needs to do all of the little things if they're going to win this game, like following their shot.
Ithaca at this point in this 3rd quarter, they've been scoreless for the last minute and 37. Not only that, but they're 1 for 8 on their last 8 3-point attempts. Not looking too great for them at this point. 5 for 19 from beyond the arc for a 26.3% average throughout this game, including 1 for 5 here in this second half. So they've got to try and flip a switch and get those 3 balls to start falling if they're going to continue to take them. They force a miss there, but in a triple team, that was Dom Black able to get his own board, and an offensive foul called. So it'll be Ithaca ball.
I'm not going to say that he wasn't pushed over, but I might give an Academy Award to Warwick on that last one. He did a really nice job anticipating the hit from Dom Black and going down when it was time. I'm not going to say that he flopped, but it was very convenient the way he fell right when he went into him.
Drive, Synan, no good. Offensive board for Ithaca, out to Warwick. Now Synan, 3. Yes! And a big bucket there for the Bombers and for Synan as well. That'll be points numbers 3, 4, and 5 for him as that 3-ball falls. Their first 3 here in this second half.
Nice ball move right there to find Synan. A very confident shot for him. They're going to need more from their scoring point guard as the game goes on. Got a mismatch down low now. Let's see how Synan does in the post.
And a good pass there underneath as Davis is able to get the bucket. And it will be 3 points. Warwick almost lost that one, able to kick it out to Alderete. And now the Bombers get it back onto the outside, back to the perimeter where they'll try and set up an offense. Synan gets the foul, so he will head to the line for 3.
Yeah, you know, Will Rubin's upset with that one, but that's as easy a foul call as you can get when Skylar Synan goes up like that. And he lands on him like that. There's really no debating or arguing with that. That is very clearly a foul call right there on Skylar Synan. Just a moment ago when we saw the score on the other end by Kevin Davis, I really can't tell if Ithaca's trying to front their man in the post and not let them get the overhead pass, or if they're trying to get behind. But whichever is the case, they need to not let their man get by them and get easy buckets like that.
So we're going to take another look at that 3-ball, and you see Synan ends up kicking the leg of the man playing defense on him. That's why we see that Synan heads to the line for 3 shots as he misses number 2, but he'll have a chance to make it a 1-point game. And that one is good. So it's 46-47. The Bombers have been able to close the gap here in the second half despite not shooting that very high of a percentage. RPI again getting the ball inside. Kick it out though, 3-ball, no good. And it's Carl fighting for the rebound, but it goes off of him and out of bounds, so it will stay Engineer ball.
Good fight from Ithaca. You got to take that when it happens. You know, it's going to go off him sometimes. You got to remain aggressive and keep going after the basketball.
Inbound pass will find the Engineers, and they will set up on the perimeter. Black, and the ball will end up in the hands of Mahoney. Inside to Davis, shot no good. So Ithaca comes down the court here with a chance to take the lead, but no, it'll be stripped away. It's Dom Black with it. He will go up, lay it in, and that will expand it for the Engineers. As that one almost a turnover for Ithaca. Kick ball violation on RPI will make sure that the Bombers stay with the ball, and with that, a buzzer and some substitutions for both sides. It's Thompson coming back in for Ithaca, and then Jeff Coulter coming in for RPI along with Mitchell Wayand.
Yeah, I don't care if you're Skylar Sinan or Kyrie Irving. You're really not going to get between two defenders when they're that close. That leads to the easy bucket on the other end for Don Black.
Alderete looking for some open space. Can't find any, though. Spellman gets it to Thompson, who drives. He will end up having to kick out to Carl. Over to Warwick, 3. Not the prettiest shot, won't go in, and a rebound Engineers. Behind the back, dribble is taken away by the Bombers. Warwick gonna go to the hoop, and no good, but a good rebound by Spellman will keep it in. Thompson, 3, no good. And the Engineers will have it as Carl couldn't corral the offensive board. So a few missed shots there for Ithaca, and they're not able to tie this game up on what was a good-looking offensive possession.
I mean, when you have a 3-on-2, you don't necessarily want a 3 unless it's being taken by Riley Thompson. If there was anyone else on this team that took that 3, I don't know how happy Ithaca could have been with it. But since it was him, you're going to let it slide. Doesn't end up going in, and now they're down by 5. So Ithaca going to have to climb their way back into this one again.
Carl, 3, no good. Memlar had that last bucket for the Engineers. That gives him 16 points, leading scorer for RPI.
Right now, you just saw Brian Carl trying to front Memlar down low, and that's a real easy deuce right there for Johnny and Boz. We're going to see a timeout right there by the Ithaca Bombers. He's trying to front him and not let them get the ball. That's going to make Liam Spellman go over and try and help. Frees up some space for a few cutters down low, and now you're going to see RPI's offense really kicking in, something that we really didn't see a whole lot in the first half. And like I said, that's really not necessarily a bad thing. They've been able to get buckets just by moving the ball around and making some backdoor cuts, just taking whatever Ithaca's going to give them. Right there you saw the effects and the fruits of their offense paying off.
The Bombers have not scored in the last 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Meanwhile, RPI on a 6-0 run have hit 3 of their last 4 field goal attempts. And Dan, the points in the paint are just racking up for the Engineers at this point. 38 of them out of their 53 total. And they just know how to get the ball inside, and not only that, but get it to fall as well once they put those kind of shots up.
Yeah, they've been getting a lot of very high percentage shots that a lot of the time go in the basket, and that's why they have the lead. You know, maybe Ithaca's going to make a few more threes. When you give up that many easy buckets, that's going to add up. And that's really the story of this game so far. I mean, like we said last night, RPI had a lot of points off turnovers. Right now they have 10. That's relatively low for them. Ithaca has 23 points off turnovers. If they're going to win this game, it's going to be in the backcourt with the guards. They have to continue to chase after the ball, not give up on plays, get a few more steals. Going to have to stick to the fundamentals to win this one.
Bombers shooting 26% from beyond the arc. Not a great percentage for them as Alderete takes a mid-range jumper. No good, but an offensive board as it's swatted away from the Engineers. And Alderete, 3, no good again. Warwick able to get another offensive rebound. And Ithaca will have some time. Thompson with the left hand. And a foul there. Push against the Engineers. So no shot for Thompson, but Ithaca will set up underneath the baseline.
That one's on the floor. In the NBA, you would have seen 2 free throws, but here in the Liberty League, not how they did play the game.
Floater there, no good. And a breakout pass. And the layup will not fall for Engbazo, but it will for Rubin. And now a 9-point lead for RPI. Mitchell fakes a 3, kicks out. Thompson, step back, no good.
We see Ithaca trying to ramp up the pace a little bit here. Maybe they think they can run RPI back, try and score real quick. They show them that's not what's going to happen, especially after Will Rubin. So compliments to him not giving up on that last layup. The putback circus shot in the air for 2. Now puts the Engineers up 9.
And an and one there. That's Mitchell Wayand putting that ball in the basket and getting the opportunity for the 3-point play. Up by 11 are the Engineers with a chance to make it 12. Wayand with a single free throw to come.